My mama didn't hug me. How's it going, everybody? You know, I've passed by here probably about 100 times, if not more. And I've came over here once, but it was before I was doing vlogs. So I thought I'd come over here again and talk about my military time. I almost said career. I didn't make a career of it. I got out after 4 years, 9 months. But you might find it kind of interesting that I was the last group of kids back in 1989, January, to be trained on the M60A3 tank. We were the last ones, 1989, January. And this is the Patton Museum. And the patch that I wear, the tattoo that I have, that's his patch. That's my combat patch. But I'll be honest with you, I did not see combat, but I was in a combat zone. I wear it because I was ready to die for country. Those of you that don't know my story, and it's not nothing big deal either, is they sent us to Saudi Arabia. They gave us brand new M1A1 tanks, brand new guns for the tank, all that. And we did like 4 days of intense training with a master sergeant. We got like 4 hours of sleep at night if we were lucky. And in the middle of that training, the ground war started. And we got orders to go to Kuwait City and set up a defensive. The day that we got orders was the day that George Bush called ceasefire, and then 2 weeks later we went back home. Anyways, these are beat up. These are not inside the museum, but this is the M60A3 tank, the first tank that I was trained on. It's a let me turn it around. We'll start doing some kind of a silly tour, I guess. It is it's an old tank. It's referred to as the dinosaur tank. It's also a Vietnam tank. It's a 4-man crew. That's a 105 millimeter gun tube. I guess I could put it up in there. I don't know. Can you guys see anything? The weakest part of a tank is the rear and the top of the turret. Again, I got out in 93, so there's a lot I don't remember. This right here, I think, hold on, let me adjust this a little bit. This right here, I think, held grenade launchers. Those 4 bolts right there. That's called the bustle rack. You could put your extra rounds in there. Water. Let's see here. This is where you would adjust the track. This right here. You'd have this big old wrench that went on here, and with the help of somebody else, you'd turn it, and that would tighten up the track. And I think the best way when it came to the M60A3 to know if it was tight enough, I think we used to tie a string to one of these, part of the track, and it would hang down or something. It's been so long I can't quite remember, but Let's see here. The strongest part of the tank is the front part of the tank, including the turret. This right here is a part of the bilge pump that would shoot water out if water went into the tank and it started to fill up. The driver, this is his hatch right here. These right here are windows that pop up so he can stay buttoned up and drive with the latch down, the hood down. Like I said, I got out in '89, man. I can't remember all the nomenclatures. So water would squirt out of there. The driver would turn it on, turn the bilge pump on, and the water would squirt out of there. Oh, let's see. Yeah, this is a old tank. Yeah. This right up here is the tank commander's hatch. Right up there. I can go a little bit higher for you guys. I got my nifty wifty monopod out. So we'll get it down in there a little bit. There you go. That round thing on the gun tube right there is called the bore evacuator. See if I can give you a close-up shot of that. This thing right here. And so gases would, there's holes in the gun tube and gases would go up into there. What a lot of tankers did, they would write some kind of name on there that said something like airmail or reach out and touch you, stuff like that. It was all kind of funny. That's a big old sprocket. This right here is a sprocket. It's a big sprocket. There is something on this other tank over here I guess I could talk about. But these right here, I believe you're supposed to be able to put blowout panels on there. And what it means is that, again, this is 1989. I mean, I got out in 93. So they're explosive. So like when you're in combat, a round would hit you and this would explode outward and away from the crew. The story was when we were in Saudi Arabia, the M1A1, not this tank, the M1A1, the tank that's on my, that's tattooed on my arm, where the rounds are depleted uranium rounds. So they were going through the Iraqi tanks like butter, and their rounds were basically either ricocheting off of our turret or sticking in. They weren't penetrating, and needless to say, it was pretty much a slaughter. I do believe the engine was a diesel engine on the M1A1. It's a turbine engine. I think it's a type of a helicopter turbo engine. So yeah, this is right off of I-10 going west or eastbound. You'll see it easier going eastbound. You'll miss it if you're not paying attention. This is Chirico Summit, or Chirico Summit. Those of you that saw the movie Patton, Patton's real voice was not like George C. Scott's at all. His voice was very high-pitched and kind of redneckish. Like, if we don't go over there and kill these son of bitches, we're gonna be dead. You know, that's what he mostly sounded like. That was a bad impression, but he sounded more like that than he sounded like, we gotta kill these guys. You know, George C. Patton sounded, you know. I heard some audio of Patton, and that's what it sounds like. We gotta get ourselves some badasses over there and kill them all. You know. I've never been on this tour, and like I said, I've passed this place 100 times, and I've never went inside. We got a little memorial going on right here. I said I wasn't gonna cry. I'm honestly getting choked up right now. I didn't think this was gonna happen. All right, here we go. There's the statue. Oh, fake track, tank track. Yeah, there you go. I'm not sure about the dog situation there. Like I said, I'm not a war historian. I know a little bit, but I don't know much. Golly, why am I getting choked up? It's just I think that's the M48. Nope, M47 Patton. Says right there the tank and medium M47 Patton. 1952 was the year. What else we got? I'm not going to go over there because I'm just going to get choked up again. So yeah, there's the M60A3 tank, looking a lot better. Those were grenade launcher things on the right there. I know you can't see it too well with the GoPro.
You must remember this, that from Brest to various towns in southern Germany and Austria, whose names I can't pronounce, but whose places I have removed. The trail of the 3rd Army and the 19th Tactical Air Command and the 8th Air Force is marked by more than 40,000 white crosses, 40,000 dead Americans.